Hey guys, I'm so excited to show you this service. I don't know if you've heard of Blonde Solutions that recently came out as a new bleach, but I'm going to use that for my client today. This is the color that she turned out to be. She does a platinum blonde color every 8 weeks. We redo her hand-tied extensions, so that's what our service is going to be today. I mean, her hair is naturally a level 8, but look at this lift, it's so gorgeous. So keep watching to see everything that we do to create this look. If you guys want, you can follow me on Instagram at Christy@thecottage.
The day has come, it's finally here. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've already seen that the order that I put through for Blonde Solutions is finally here. I don't know if you've heard of it at all. On Instagram, there's a company that came out called Blonde Solutions, and they put out a bleach. It's blue and it tones the hair. So I have literally been waiting like a month to get my hands on this, so I'm so excited to show you guys. Okay, look at this, so excited. I literally freaked out when I saw this came. So I kind of stocked up a little bit just because I know they sell it like crazy. So here's the developer. I got a couple of them because literally I waited a month. These were sold out. So I'm so excited to finally have these. We're going to be doing a platinum retouch today. So I'm excited to try this out and see. I mean, I know her hair is going to lift really good anyways because she's pretty light naturally, but I'm just excited to see what the difference is. The day is here. Praise Jesus. When I tell you I've waited literally a month for this bad boy, I am not kidding you. This stuff has been sold out. I stocked up. I got a few different developers, a few bleaches, and I cannot wait to try these bad boys out. Okay, so this is like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. So I have to do like 56 grams. So look at that bad boy. Or I guess that came out a lot faster than I thought it was. So we're going to do like the 1 to 3 mixture, which I'm a little over. I don't know what 1 to 3 would be because my math sucks. So we're just gonna stop it there and mix. I have to mix for literally 3 to 4 minutes. So, you know, wish my arm some luck. Okay, I just looked it up what 1 to 3 would have been, and it would have been like 85. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay, well, close enough. So the directions here say to mix bleach for 3 to 4 minutes to ensure ideal consistency and tone. If pigment is noticeable, work in with brush until removed. So I guess the pigment, the blue pigment's supposed to like kind of fade away. So I'm gonna mix this for a few minutes and you know, I'm just excited to try this out and see how it goes.
Here's my client's before. We've already removed her extensions, and here's her grow out every 8 weeks. She's pretty regular. So I'm gonna be honest, when I first started using this Blonde Solutions bleach, I kind of panicked because I realized that what I mixed, I knew wasn't gonna be enough for her whole application. So I ended up doing a double mixture. And even that kind of made me a little weary because I'm used to using Schwarzkopf and being able to like free pour and just mix to consistency how I like it, and knowing exactly how I'm going to get my lift, that it's going to be perfect either way. Like, I've used it for a couple of years and I really love it. So it's hard when you're used to something and then trying something else out and you're just not sure. Like, everything I've seen on Instagram has been amazing. And I kind of just thought that she would be perfect to try this out on because her hair's so light naturally already that, I mean, you can't really go wrong no matter what bleach you use. But I felt like it's so thick and it just feels kind of like a dry bleach. I don't know if that makes sense, but usually bleach feels really like liquidy and runny, and this just doesn't feel that way at all. It definitely feels very dry. It doesn't have a very big like spread ability to it. I felt like I had to almost take much smaller sections than what I was used to because I was afraid that it wasn't going to penetrate even like a thin section of hair. So I felt like I kind of had to use more bleach or keep applying the bleach, even though I felt like it wasn't really like thickening up too much. So I feel like the consistency is a little bit different to get used to. Not bad at all, just different than what I'm used to with Schwarzkopf. And also I did add some Olaplex to this. I forgot to mention that. So I was super worried about her hair because I don't know if you can notice like on her hairline, but I feel like the bleach is already starting to dry out a little bit, which was kind of making me panic because normally by this point, like you'd be able to visibly see that her hair is completely bleaching out and like almost pretty blonde by this point. And the fact that her hair doesn't even seem to be budging was kind of making me worried that like, what am I doing? Like, I've had such great success with Schwarzkopf and I've loved it, and now I'm trying something else. Like, I honestly was ready to message them and just be like, what am I doing wrong? I've seen so many great things with this bleach and I feel like it's not lifting for me. Did I mix it incorrectly, or like did I not do enough, or I don't know. So I went back and read it and it said to let it sit for 60 minutes. So I ended up letting it sit the full time and it actually lifted really good, but it definitely made me kind of worried because it really took a while to kick in and start lifting. So if you try this out, just know that ahead of time. Maybe it won't be your experience, but it definitely was with mine. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys my honest feedback on the bleach as far as the application part goes, just because that's where we're at right now in the video. So you can see that also another big thing that they talk about is that you have more control with this bleach because it doesn't swell. And that is definitely true. Like, I almost was scared because I didn't want to overlap, but then I was worried that if I didn't overlap just a little bit, that if it doesn't swell, then how am I going to make sure that I don't have that very small little bit of grow out still there if I don't overlap? So I did overlap just a teeny bit. But after I let her process for a while, I went back to check her and there was absolutely no swelling at all, which I was really shocked about. So I feel like that does give you more control in being cautious that you're not going to overlap and cause any damage. But then on the other hand, you have to be really sure that you're hitting absolutely everything in your section and not relying on the bleach swelling to get it for you as it processes. So that's something to be aware of. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else I felt about it. Just, it definitely felt dry. I wish that I could have added maybe more like developer to it to kind of thin it out a little bit. It definitely felt very, very thick, and I felt like I'd have to refill my bleach like 4 times. But in all honesty, I after these 2 scoops that I didn't even have to refill it all, which I was kind of shocked about because for how thick the bleach was, I thought I was gonna have to like just load the bleach on to get any saturation, and I didn't have to. So that was something that I was expecting and didn't have to do in the long run. So I was glad about that because I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like raise my prices if I use this bleach because it's not like super expensive, but it is a little bit more expensive. And then also, you know, I don't want to run out of it, especially because I have to special order it. It's not like I can just go to the store and grab it. So I don't think this is going to be something that I use regularly on everybody, just because I have to order it and all that stuff. But I'm definitely excited to have this and to keep trying it out on people and seeing the results that I get with it. So I recommend trying it for sure. I was happy with it and everything. So if you guys are interested in trying it out, then you can go to Blonde Solutions on Instagram, or if you are a stylist that specializes in blonding, if you don't follow him yet, then I recommend following Hair Like a Boss on Instagram. He does amazing platinum blondes. He helped create this line. So, and he's really down to earth. He's not like somebody that doesn't respond to people or feels like they're too good to share your work or whatever. Like if you tag him, chances are he's gonna share your work and, you know, all that stuff. So I really like that about him, that he's personable and willing to answer any questions if you have any about the product line. So I definitely recommend trying it out if you guys are interested. Okay, so pay attention to her root area right here. This is where I first started my application. Probably at this point, it's been 10 to 15 minutes or so. And you can see that she has not started lifting at all. And I think this is where I kind of started getting anxious and nervous about the application and how it was gonna lift, because normally at that point, since it's been sitting for a while, her hair would be like pretty blonde already. And the fact that it hasn't lifted was just making me feel like, oh my God, am I gonna have to like do, you know, mix like 3 times as much as I did before? Because I felt like it was just kind of drying out and not lifting at all. So that's honestly kind of why I started using the foils too, because I felt like maybe I need to insulate it to prevent it from drying out. So right now I'm just going to go through and finish working down the other side of the head, go back into the crown area through the nape of the neck, and then after I apply all of the bleach, then as I work my way back up to double check my work, that's when I'm going to be putting the foils back in. I felt like normally I know that I get really good coverage, but I felt like I had to really go through and cross-check my application, just because like you can almost see when I'm applying it that it doesn't really, like, maybe I'm just not putting that much on, I don't know, but I felt like it's not really saturating that much. So maybe that's my fault and my user error. Maybe you really have to saturate the hair, or I'm not sure. So I just felt like it's not saturated very much, and that made me nervous for the lift. So I felt like I had to really go through and check every single section that I was working on, which in return kind of made the service take a little bit longer. But yeah, just keep that in mind if you decide that you want to try the product out. Again, in the end, this was an amazing product. It really lifted and toned her hair nicely. I was really happy with the end result. It just took a while to get there for me to see it. So in case you don't finish watching the video, I don't want you to leave on that mark where I'm kind of unsure about the color. I want you to know that I really did like the lift in the end. It really had to sit and process for the whole time. So yeah, I'm gonna finish working down this side, and then we'll go through the back of the head and then finish insulating the rest of the lightener. Now I'm working my way back up the scalp, and I want to say this bleach is not very sticky. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it has to do with the hair, but you know, you can put a foil on color or bleach and it will hold on. Well, this stuff, how I was saying earlier, that it feels like a very dry bleach. The foils were like falling off the head. It wasn't holding on to the bleach at all. So that kind of made it, this kind of just made it kind of difficult. But as for when I just applied this bleach, I'm going back through and reapplying just to be safe, because again, I was just so worried about how it was lifting. Maybe I didn't have enough on, so I felt like this was just a whole bunch of me like reapplying and double checking and triple checking and insulating and all of that stuff to make sure that I was gonna get good lift. But in the end, again, I was happy. But I guess that's kind of the thing when you try something new, you just don't know how you're gonna feel about it, or when you're used to something else, you just don't know how it's gonna lift. So I guess that's nice to try it on somebody where her hair, I know, would lift really good no matter what. And I knew that she wouldn't be worried about it if I was like, okay, that didn't really do anything, now we need to go back and use our regular bleach. She honestly wouldn't have cared as long as the hair turned out good in the end. But yeah, just don't feel like you're alone if you've tried this and you have to continuously like check your work or reapply. I definitely felt like I had to reapply multiple times just to make sure I was getting nice saturation. So I let her sit for the full 60 minutes, and I have to say, when I came back, I was extremely pleasantly surprised for how insecure, how anxious I was, and how I felt about the whole processing and everything. I really was worried that it wasn't gonna lift. I mean, you can see right here that there is absolutely no swelling. It didn't like get messy and get on to all the colors. Like, look at how nicely this lifted her hair. It really toned it out. The only reason why I'm using purple shampoo, honestly, is to cool down the ends of her hair since they were kind of yellow. But I mean, her roots lifted to a clean level 10, absolutely zero warmth. Her hair was perfectly white. So you can see here that her roots got really nice and bright. So yeah, very happy with the lift.
Okay, so my client just got done washing out her Blonde Solutions bleach out, and I was kind of freaking out at first because I felt like it wasn't lifting that much. Like, her hair is naturally so light, like it's naturally like a level 8, where within 5 minutes she's practically ready. You know, as I'm going down and then I work my way back up after the application, like just 5 minutes go by and she's already lightened up a lot. And like 30 minutes had gone by and I didn't really notice much lift. So I kind of was panicking. But it says to process for like up to an hour. So I let her sit there for the whole time, and I came back and she was actually toned down really nicely. So that made me feel really good. We're gonna tone her hair right now. She really likes to be like a nice white blonde. So, and we have extensions that we're gonna put in. I'm not gonna try to go too cool, just more white and bright. So I'm just gonna tone her with like 10V, and I'm not gonna add anything else to it. So I'm just gonna use Paul Mitchell the Demi 10V to tone her.
I wanted to show you her hair. This is all of her natural hair. I feel like when blondes do extensions, people are always like, oh, the only reason why your hair looks so good is because you have extensions and it's damaged. And I want to show you that you can have blonde hair. It can be long and it can be healthy. The only reason why it looks frizzy right now is because we blow dried it. But I just wanted to share that you can have blonde hair bleached out long without having to chop it off. So right now we're gonna go into her extensions, and my son's recording, that's why it's kind of crazy, but we're just doing a purple shampoo bath with Fanola No Yellow shampoo, and I'm just letting it sit for a few minutes, just saturating the extensions with the purple shampoo. So now that we're getting into the extensions, I first want to say that I thought we were only going to be doing 3 rows of wefts, but in the end, she decided that she was happy with 2 rows. So with that being said, I probably wouldn't have dropped these ones down so far in the back. I probably would have gone up a little bit higher if I would have known ahead of time that we were going to be doing just 2 rows. So she really likes her hair to be nice and thick and long and full through the ends. And sometimes I feel like when you have the natural hair, you can kind of see where the extensions drop down below because that fullness is kind of gone. So that's why we do 3 rows versus 2, because she really likes to ensure that she has that nice thickness and that her hair is nice and full all the way through the ends of her hair. Right now, I'm measuring her hair out, and this whole process can take about like 10 minutes or so per row of wefts. So I feel like it's really hard to get into detail and explain this over YouTube. I feel like if you guys wanted to know exactly the steps and how to do everything, like I probably would want to do a different style, like an actual tutorial, and get like his super zoom so you could see everything. But it's like if you don't see it in person and up close, it's kind of hard to know exactly what's going on or how you're doing the sew-ins and all of that stuff. So, oh, right here, I wanted to show you that these beads, it's kind of hard to see, but I was trying to show you, they are lined with silicone on the inside. So that really helps protect the hair. Somebody was asking if these are safe or are they damaging, and they're definitely safe for the hair because of the silicone on the inside. Some of the copper beads, if they clamp down too hard on them, that can actually break the hair off. So these beads are nice. I believe you can get them from Amazon, or I'm sure there's other websites that you can get them from, but Amazon for sure. But the silicone lined beads are nice because that definitely helps protect your hair from any breakage or damage that might be caused from the extensions. When I first learned to do the hand-tied wefts, my good friend taught me, and I'm so grateful for her. I know that I've gone into this before with my other bleach and tone and hand dyed weft videos that I've done with this client, and I will link those in the description in case you guys want to see more services with this client. I've done the other kind of rows where it incorporates the thread that you're kind of securing around the whole head, and I am so glad that I know that method, but I feel like having the thread, it kind of complicates things a little bit for me. So when I saw this style, and honestly, I don't even know what it's called technically, but when I saw this style, I was like, I feel like that would be so much easier than having the thread. So I wanted to try it on this client because she has had so many different extensions. We've done tape-ins, we did the hand-tied method with the thread, and I felt like it would be perfect to know exactly like, how does it hold up? Does she feel like the hair slips? Does her hair loosen up over time? And the first time that we did this style of hand-tied wefts, she came back and she said that she absolutely could not tell the difference between securing the foil or securing the wefts with this method or versus using the string. And I know that I'm using a string right now to sew the wefts in, but as you can see, as I was making my foundation earlier with the beads, I was actually looping her natural hair through the beads, and normally you would loop the string. So when I say that I'm not using the string, that's what I'm referring to. And she said that she couldn't tell the difference between the two methods. Her hair felt great and secure and tight and everything either way. So for me personally, not having to use the string just makes it easier for me. I feel like I have to worry about too much or think about or remember all these different steps. So I definitely prefer this way. If you guys haven't tried it, I definitely recommend finding somebody where you can get training through this, because it's so much easier and less time consuming and so much less that you have to try to remember as far as, you know, threading the hair for your foundation. And maybe that's just me, but I felt like I was always second guessing myself. So this definitely was much easier. Okay, I don't want to keep showing you everything, like every little detail with sewing these in, because I feel like that's just going to get so long and drawn out. But I want to show you the hair actually. Now that we're on our top row, which I was going to be doing another row, but she decided that this was okay. Look at how much better her hair blends than when it was before. If you remember when we washed it in the shampoo bowl, you could see how yellow it was. So the purple shampoo definitely tones the extensions down. I wouldn't recommend actually using a toner if you're trying to cool the hair down, just because for how much it grabs the shampoo, I would be afraid to use an actual toner and then it would like suck it up and just really grab too dark or something. So the Fanola No Yellow shampoo is perfect for toning down extensions. If you're trying to have platinum hair or white hair, definitely use the Fanola No Yellow shampoo. So I remembered this time that I'm going to show you how to trim hair with extensions, and then guess what? My phone literally died because it ran out of storage, so it kind of shut off in the middle of the haircut. So again, another time I'm gonna have to finish getting the full haircut for you guys. But right now we're just going to trim up the ends. She wants to leave it as long as possible. And This is kind of when she decided that she doesn't want that third row in, just because it blends pretty good for the most part. So I'm just going to even up these little ends, just snip the ends off a little bit, and then I'm going to make sure that it's nice and even all the way around. And I'm gonna eventually pull all the hair to the front, and you'll see that the hair kind of falls a little bit longer in the front area, just a few pieces. So we're gonna comb all of this forward and just snip off those ends to make it nice and even, just that little corner right there. And then to make sure that it blends with her natural hair, I'm just gonna find where her natural hair falls out from the extensions and then slide cut for her facial framing, just so that it blends a little bit better with her natural hair, and then that will be kind of like her layers around her face. Okay, here's the final color. Look at this. It's so pretty. I was so happy with the blonde solutions. I'm so glad that it ended up working out. I tend to get anxiety really easily and freak out for no reason. But look at how much nicer it looks in the natural lighting. It's so yellow back with the lights at the station, but it's such a pretty tone. I mean, oh God, that is just so pretty. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch these long videos. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.